It's August the 28th. Let's read the Bible. Friends, welcome back. Here we are in the book of Proverbs near the end of August. We are almost 2/3 of the way through the Word of God. What a blessing it's been. What a joy. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your notes. Thank you for your many words of encouragement. We are deep in the book of Proverbs. In fact, today we're going to read Proverbs 10, 11, 12, and 13. I'm just blown away. These first 9 chapters that we've read, just the emphasis, not just for us, for fathers. Tell your sons, moms, tell your sons and daughters, read this book to your kids. Read it to your kids. Explain it to your kids. Read it to your grandkids. Teach it to your kids and grandkids. It's the most important thing you can do. Teach them about the importance of God's wisdom. Remember, what is wisdom? It's in the book of Proverbs. It's how life works from God's point of view. Boy, has Solomon, I just feel it, bam, like he's hit us in the face. There's this way and there's that way. And every one of us, every day, we're on this way or that way. This is the way of death. This is the way of life. This is the way of evil. This is the way of righteousness. This is the way that leads to hell. This is the road, the path that leads to heaven. So, God's wisdom puts us on the right road. Got to teach this to our kids, and even more than that, we got to make sure that we follow it ourselves. Okay, the outline of the book, the precepts of wisdom, chapters 1 to 9, the Proverbs of Solomon, we're getting back today, chapters 10 through 29, the Proverbs of Agur and Lemuel. We'll get to that, chapters 30 and 31, end of the book. And when preachers preach through this book, there are not too many people who go literally verse by verse all the way through the book. We tend to, particularly when we get to chapters 12 and on, we arrange it. There's a sermon on hard work, and there's a sermon on the tongue, and there's a sermon on justice, and there's a sermon on compassion. I mean, there's a sermon on anger. There's a sermon on the counsel of others, and there's a sermon on confronting the fool. I mean, there's tons of sermons you could give from Proverbs. I'm just going to read this, make a few comments here and there. Not too many, but a few. We're going to read these 4 chapters and just get a flavor of the book. Chapter 10, Solomon's Proverbs. A wise son brings joy to his father, but a foolish son, heartache to his mother. Ill-gotten gains do not profit anyone, but righteousness rescues from death. The Lord will not let the righteous go hungry, but he denies the wicked what they crave. Idle hands make one poor, but diligent hands bring riches. The son who gathers during summer is prudent. The son who sleeps during harvest is disgraceful. Blessings are on the head of the righteous, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. The remembrance of the righteous is a blessing, but the name of the wicked will rot. A wise heart accepts commands, but foolish lips will be destroyed. The one who lives with integrity lives securely, but whoever perverts his ways will be found out. A sly wink of the eye causes grief, and foolish lips will be destroyed. The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. Hatred stirs up conflicts, but love covers all offenses. Wisdom is found on the lips of the discerning, but a rod is for the back of the one who lacks sense. The wise store up knowledge, but the mouth of the fool hastens destruction. The wealth of the rich is his fortified city. The poverty of the poor is their destruction. The reward of the righteous is life. The wages of the wicked is punishment. The one who follows instruction is on the path to life, but the one who rejects correction goes astray. The one who conceals hatred has lying lips, and whoever spreads slander is a fool. Where there are many words, sin is unavoidable, but the one who controls his lips is prudent. The tongue of the righteous is pure silver. The heart of the wicked is of little value. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for lack of sense. The Lord's blessing enriches, and he adds no painful effort to it. As shameful conduct is pleasure for a fool, so wisdom is for a person of understanding. What the wicked dreads will come to him, but what the righteous desire will be given to them. When the whirlwind passes, the wicked are no more, but the righteous are secure forever. Like vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so the slacker is to the one who sends him on an errand. The fear of the Lord prolongs life, but the years of the wicked are cut short. The hope of the righteous is joy, but the expectation of the wicked will perish. The way of the Lord is a stronghold for the honorable, but destruction awaits evildoers. The righteous will never be shaken, but the wicked will not remain on the earth. The mouth of the righteous produces wisdom, but a perverse tongue will be cut out. The lips of the righteous know what is appropriate, but the mouth of the wicked only what is perverse. Proverbs 11. Dishonest scales are detestable to the Lord, but an accurate weight is his delight. When arrogance comes, disgrace follows, but with humility comes wisdom. The integrity of the upright guides them, but the perversity of the treacherous destroys them. Wealth is not profitable on a day of wrath, but righteousness rescues from death. The righteousness of the blameless clears his path, but the wicked person will fall because of his wickedness. The righteousness of the upright rescues them, but the treacherous are trapped by their own desires. When the wicked person dies, his expectation comes to nothing, and hope placed in wealth vanishes. The righteous one is rescued from trouble. In his place, the wicked one goes in. With his mouth, the ungodly destroys his neighbor, but through knowledge the righteous are rescued. When the righteous thrive, a city rejoices. When the wicked die, there is joyful shouting. A city is built up by the blessing of the upright, but it is torn down by the mouth of the wicked. Whoever shows contempt for his neighbor lacks sense, but a person with understanding keeps silent. A gossip goes around revealing a secret, but a trustworthy person keeps a confidence. Without guidance, a people will fall, but with many counselors there is deliverance. If someone puts up security for a stranger, he will suffer for it, but the one who hates such agreements is protected. A gracious woman gains honor, but violent people gain only riches. A kind man benefits himself, but a cruel person brings ruin on himself. The wicked person earns an empty wage, but the one who sows righteousness a true reward. Genuine righteousness leads to life, but pursuing evil leads to death. Those with twisted minds are detestable to the Lord, but those with blameless conduct are his delight. Be assured that a wicked person will not go unpunished, but the offspring of the righteous will escape. A beautiful woman who rejects good sense is like a gold ring in a pig's snout. The desire of the righteous turns out well, but the hope of the wicked leads to wrath. One person gives freely, yet gains more. Another withholds what is right, only to become poor. A generous person will be enriched, and the one who gives a drink of water will receive water. People will curse anyone who hoards grain, but a blessing will come to the one who sells it. The one who searches for what is good seeks favor, but if someone looks for trouble, it will come to him. Anyone trusting in his riches will fall, but the righteous will flourish like foliage. The one who brings ruin on his household will inherit the wind, and a fool will be a slave to someone whose heart is wise. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, but a cunning person takes lives. If the righteous will be repaid on earth, how much more the wicked and sinful? Proverbs 12. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but the one who hates correction is stupid. One who is good obtains favor from the Lord, but he condemns a person who schemes. No one can be made secure by wickedness, but the root of the righteous is immovable. A wife of noble character is her husband's crown, but a wife who causes shame is like rottenness in his bones. The thoughts of the righteous are just, but guidance from the wicked is deceitful. The words of the wicked are a deadly ambush, but the speech of the upright rescues them. The wicked are overthrown and perish, but the house of the righteous will stand. A man is praised for his insight, but a twisted mind is despised. Better to be disregarded, yet have a servant, than to act important, but have no food. The righteous cares about his animal's health. But even the merciful acts of the wicked are cruel. The one who works his land will have plenty of food, but whoever chases fantasies lacks sense. The wicked desires what evil people have caught, but the root of the righteous is productive. By rebellious speech, an evil person is trapped, but a righteous person escapes from trouble. A person will be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth, and the work of a person's hands will reward him. A fool's way is right in his own eyes, but whoever listens to counsel is wise. A fool's displeasure is known at once, but whoever ignores an insult is sensible. Whoever speaks the truth declares what is right, but a false witness speaks deceit. There is one who speaks rashly, like a piercing sword, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue only a moment. Deceit is in the hearts of those who plot evil, but those who promote peace have joy. No disaster overcomes the righteous, but the wicked are full of misery. Lying lips are detestable to the Lord, but faithful people are his delight. A shrewd person conceals knowledge, but a foolish heart publicizes stupidity. The diligent hand will rule, but laziness will lead to forced labor. Anxiety in a person's heart weighs it down, but a good word cheers it up. A righteous person is careful in dealing with his neighbor, but the ways of the wicked lead them astray. A lazy hunter doesn't roast his game, but to a diligent person his wealth is precious. There is life in the path of righteousness, and in its path there is no death. One more chapter today. Chapter 13, Proverbs 13. A wise son responds to his father's discipline, but a mocker doesn't listen to rebuke. From the fruit of his mouth a person will enjoy good things, but treacherous people have an appetite for violence. The one who guards his mouth protects his life. The one who opens his lips invites his own ruin. The slacker craves, yet has nothing, but the diligent is fully satisfied. The righteous hate lying, but the wicked bring disgust and shame. Righteousness guards people of integrity, but wickedness undermines the sinner. One person pretends to be rich, but has nothing. Another pretends to be poor, but has abundant wealth. That's true. Riches are a ransom for a person's life, but a poor person hears no threat. The light of the righteous shines brightly, but the lamp of the wicked is put out. Arrogance leads to nothing but strife, but wisdom is gained by those who take advice. Wealth obtained by fraud will dwindle, but whoever earns it through labor will multiply it. Hope delayed makes the heart sick, but desire fulfilled is a tree of life. The one who has contempt for instruction will pay the penalty, but the one who respects a command will be rewarded. A wise person's instruction is a fountain of life, turning people away from the snares of death. Good sense wins favor, but the way of the treacherous never changes. Every sensible person acts knowledgeably, but a fool displays his stupidity. A wicked envoy falls into trouble, but a trustworthy courier brings healing. Poverty and disgrace come to those who ignore discipline, but the one who accepts correction will be honored. Desire fulfilled is sweet to the taste, but to turn from evil is detestable to fools. The one who walks with the wise will become wise, but a companion of fools will suffer harm. Disaster pursues sinners, but good rewards the righteous. Here's a really good one, verse 22. They're all good. This is really good. A good man leaves an inheritance to his grandchildren, but a sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. The uncultivated field of the poor yields abundant food, but without justice it's swept away. The one who will not use the rod hates his son, but the one who loves him disciplines him diligently. A righteous person eats until he is satisfied, but the stomach of the wicked is empty. When you read 4 chapters like that, it kind of there's just a lot coming at us here. But as I was reading it, you know what hit me? is this emphasis on receiving rebuke and receiving instruction. If you're willing to listen to others, you will find the path of wisdom. Fools despise knowledge. Fools hate rebuke. And we've all tried to rebuke a fool. And they get angry at us, and they make excuses, and they wave their arms at us, and they gaslight us, try to make us we're the problem, make us think we're the problem, and all the rest. Oh, for an open heart to be able to accept rebuke and correction and instruction without being super sensitive, without getting angry, without fighting back. That is the path that leads to life. So, there's giving and there's receiving. God help us to be men and women of wisdom. Men and women of wisdom who, when corrected, can take it. Can take it with a smile. If not with a smile, at least we take it without fighting back. We take it without getting mouthy with people, but just take it and listen and receive it as from the Lord. That's the way of wisdom. That's the way of life. So, our prayer today is, Lord, make us willing to listen, willing to be corrected, willing to be instructed. And Lord, where we're wrong, send somebody to show us where we're wrong, because we want our feet to go on the path that leads to life. That's our prayer for today. Okay, come back tomorrow. There's more to come. We've got a few more days in the book of Proverbs. These just going to keep coming at us here for a while. But you know, as they come at us after a while, the Lord is just going to say, this is what we need. So come back tomorrow. We're getting instruction on how life works from God's point of view. Oh, how we need this, how our kids need it, our grandkids need it. Have a great day. Come back tomorrow. See you then.